Hello? In this video, I'll show you how to build a daily business report workflow in n8n that checks your daily appointments, identifies high priority tasks and their responsible team members, fetches relevant industry news, and monitors Twitter mentions for topics or pages you're interested in. Once completed, it sends a consolidated report via email. Here's an example of the report. This email includes details about my appointments for today, including what clients inquired about, news related to my chosen topic, AI in this case, though you can choose marketing, home services, or any industry, and updates from Twitter about changes on specific pages relevant to my interests. It also lists high priority tasks due today. For example, my report shows today's appointments with inquiry details, AI-related news articles with source links, a Twitter update from a page I follow, and tasks like finalizing a Q2 pitch deck or updating a newsletter. You can click links to visit the original news sources, which is really convenient. Let's dive into how this workflow is built. It's designed to trigger daily at 8 a.m., delivering the report to your inbox each morning. I'll walk you through the setup, and the workflow template will be shared for you to use. First, we'll set up the Airtable node to fetch appointments. Go to airtable.com/create/tokens and navigate to personal access tokens. If you have existing tokens, you'll see a tab like this. If not, click Create New Token. Name your token, for example, Daily Report, and select scopes for viewing, creating, editing, and deleting records. If you're unsure about scopes, it's safe to select all to avoid errors later, though for this workflow, we primarily need data access and edit permissions. After creating the token, copy it immediately, as it's displayed only once. Paste it into the Airtable node's credentials in n8n and click Save to connect. My Airtable node is already configured, but let's review it. I use a filter by formula to fetch leads from a base called n8n Sales Agent, specifically from the Leads table. The formula filters for appointments scheduled today, March 7th, based on their created time. When I run the node, it returns 6 items, 6 appointments for today. These feed into an LLM node with a prompt. You are a helpful assistant retrieving appointment information and details about high priority tasks. The prompt uses an Airtable-generated ID to query the database, fetching details from the description field. The prompt is concise. Only include confirmed appointments. If no appointment is found for the ID, state that no appointment exists. The system message reinforces the assistant's role. This produces outputs like John Smith's appointment is confirmed for March 7th. Since 6 appointments are input, the node outputs 6 items. I use an aggregate node to combine these into a single array, defined as a dynamic variable called today's appointments for later use. The Airtable tool node retrieves appointment times using the same n8n Sales Agent base, appointments table, and record ID. I let the model auto-define the ID, though you can manually drag and drop it if preferred. For high priority tasks, I use another Airtable node to query the tasks table, filtering for high priority items only. For example, tasks like drafting social media content or updating newsletters are flagged as high priority by the marketing and tech delivery teams. This node returns 4 high priority tasks, matching the 4 I see in Airtable. These feed into another LLM node that summarizes the tasks into a digestible format, like tech delivery, update newsletter with webinar info. Similar to appointments, I aggregate the 4 task outputs into one array, defining it as a dynamic variable called high priority tasks for use in the final report. Next, we fetch daily news using an HTTP request node with a post request to Tavily, a web search tool. Tavily requires an account, which offers about 1,000 free credits monthly for testing. Sign up, go to the overview, and create an API key by clicking the plus icon. Name the key, set it to development mode, and copy the key after creation. In n8n, enter the URL and paste the API key. The request body in JSON specifies the search topic, AI for me, but you can choose any topic. A code node formats the Tavily results into HTML for readability. Using a simple script you can copy from my setup. This prepares the news for the next step. An LLM node summarizes the news with a prompt. Below is a list of AI news stories in HTML format for March. Summarize each article into 2 sentences, highlighting key points, and include the title and original URL. The output is defined as a dynamic variable called news. For Twitter mentions, I use an HTTP request node to call an actor from Appify, a scraping platform. In Appify, go to the console, select the Twitter scraper tool, and find the API endpoint for run actors synchronously and get dataset items. Copy the endpoint URL, paste it into n8n as a post request, and use a generic credential type for authentication. The request body in JSON is sourced from Appify's Twitter scraper example code. I modified it to limit results to 5 and set a 30-day range, though you can adjust to 1 day. The URL targets a page like Daily AI News. Aggregate the results into an array and define it as a dynamic variable called Twitter Mentions using a code node. Finally, a basic LLM chain node consolidates all data, appointments, tasks, news, and Twitter mentions into a professional report. The prompt reads, "You are an AI assistant generating daily business report emails based on provided data." It uses the dynamic variables to structure the report with clear, concise summaries. The report includes bolded article titles, plain language task summaries, and source links. I send this to my Gmail account using a Gmail node set to HTML format. I drag the LLM output into the message field and disable the Append n8n attribution option for a clean email. Let's run the workflow to see the result. The workflow completed successfully, and here's the email. Appointments for today, latest AI news with clickable links, Twitter updates, and high priority tasks. Clicking a news link opens the original article in a new tab. To customize this, replace the manual trigger with a scheduled trigger node to run daily at 8 a.m., 7 a.m., or your preferred time. Remove the manual trigger and configure the schedule as needed. That's all for this video. Download the workflow template for free, or if you'd like, tip any amount to support my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.